Well then, that's probably never going to go away, is it, Moses? It just happened.
You created this. I want you to know the whole cream portion of that was your fault.
Yeah, but the bear portion, really?
That's your fault as well, actually.
My God, then. Well,
yeah. Why am I getting stuck in that?
It's just a thing, isn't it? Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should get some branding done. You know, we can. I think we can sell some T-shirts or something.
That could go south real quick.
It could.
There's a lot of issues with that kind of a nickname.
Yeah, I think you'd be popular in some circles. Sell a lot of them in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's it is going to be map number 2 here. It will be Inferno, HellRaisers, and Gambit. And yeah, I mean, I'm still just kind of impressed by HellRaisers. I think.
Yeah.
I just want to see Gambit sort of wake up here a little bit. You know, let's have a full 30 rounds or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I think we deserve more. Like, I don't want to watch another game where Adren is that much out of it. You know, just getting back online.
Yeah, but like to be fair, HellRaisers, like they put him out of it. He got wrecked.
Can we just look at how joyful this huddle is?
Bunch of creamy bears in there as well.
This is absolutely amazing. They're having such a good time.
I mean, this is part of. I mean, we do make jokes, and obviously we're making jokes, and the desk was making jokes about how long that huddle was lasting. But I think when you translate it and you look at how they played Overpass, I mentioned it a couple times, they just look so much more focused on an individual level in the game in terms of how they were playing and in terms of their communication with each other between rounds, and they were winning and everything like that. They just seemed to be kind of, I guess, a step above Gambit in that sense.
Yeah, they really did. So obviously, yeah, just looking like a really in-tune team. And
solid unit.
Solid unit, exactly. You have to love everything about that. And as we mentioned, amazing high fives as well. They really had that on lockdown.
Yeah, they've done a good job with those.
So who's your team to win this one, Moses?
I'm taking HellRaisers.
You're taking HellRaisers? You were that impressed?
Yeah, I really was. They looked at it. I was one thing that really worried me about Gambit, and I mean, I think this is kind of just the pet peeve of analysts in Counter-Strike. They put themselves in a really bad position in terms of their buying. Like, remember, their economy was trash on Overpass until like round 11 or something, or like 10. And this is another map where that's going to come into play, especially when they switch sides and they go to the CT side. If they kind of screw up again and do some early buy or invest a little bit too much in a couple rounds, they're going to have a really tough time recovering. And we saw the T sides for Gambit have been very, very good throughout this event. And definitely on Overpass were great. So this is not going to be easy. Even Hobbit, remember in that pre-game interview, I didn't give anything to it at the time, and I thought it was just like kind of one of those things that's a nice thing to say. But he did mention this is a very tough matchup for them. Like when they play against HellRaisers, they don't necessarily feel too comfortable in this.
Yeah, and maybe we're starting to understand a little bit more about why that is. They should all be sat down, and I think in a couple of seconds the game will go live, just sorting out maybe one last issue, I think, on the HellRaisers side, so not really sure what that's about. They're going to be starting on CT side as well. So so that's obviously something that maybe could work out for Gambit if they can get a good start on the T side. Pretty powerful on Inferno now. I think Isa had to run to the bathroom. Fair enough. I think we should allow people to do that.
Nerves.
Nerves, yeah.
Inexperienced players coming in, getting excited, can hardly contain himself. I think the worrying thing too for Gambit is when you look at like a Dren, like yeah, he had a rough Overpass, but just overall he's looked like a different player than what we saw towards the end of last year. Hobbit has been very quiet, it seems. He's not that kind of like crazy star. Like he was emerging as one of the best players towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
Right after the major and all during that time period. And they seem to have like dropped off to the point where for me the most impressive player I've seen when I've watched these guys this event has been Doja, which isn't like a knock on Doja, but he's not supposed to be, you know, the guy kind of leading the way in that sense.
I think probably one of the reasons why collectively we sort of wrote off Doja was the fact that in the beginning of Counter-Strike, or at least the beginning of Global Offensive, people were expecting that he would come back and really play at a high level. Like that was the expectation, sort of moving on from previous versions. But he didn't, you know.
He's also become like so much of a meme.
Yes.
Right? That like it overshadows how good he actually is at the game.
His meme has outgrown his actual career. That's probably true. They are rushing down the middle, HellRaiser, so an incredibly powerful start here, really trying to get the pressure on, but Seized is going to lock out two of them, instant headshots, and a Dren with the next two, so That was just purely an attempt to bully to bully Gambit right off the set. I've lost my mind. This is Richard's fault.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's the bully?
No.
He's going to love the fact that you just
because he spent all of E-League saying bullet. I hate you, Richard.
Yeah, that obviously backfires. That's extremely risky to do on pistol rounds. Not that I necessarily dislike it. It's just you see the risk side of it for HellRaisers in that round where they get caught. If that first kill doesn't go their way, as well, there was a pretty cool smart adjustment, or maybe not adjustment, just a little trick from Gambit, where Drone went into alt mid and came through the underpass. And in that eventuality, if his teammate still lives on ramp and he pops up when the fight is being extended, he's got a great position to get 1 or 2 easy kills, as we saw there.
C-sets on almost everybody. 1 Deagle on Moxic, and this is such a great map for C-set 75 for this exact reason. You get a little bit close, flashbang is in, that could have been perfect. Almost everybody was flashed. And you have to get close to those corners. So, yeah, that's always a risk.
It's a real shame, though. Hobbit was like the only person who had some visibility on some level. The other 2 players were completely blind. So if he's able to take on Hobbit, maybe he gets a double kill. It's not Hobbit, he's peeking, maybe he gets a kill. That's a nice shot from Mo. Dead Fox just trying to put the smoke down. Bondic gonna get close to it though. Oh, and he can't get back out in time. That was almost, if he had the angle on C's, could have been able to build upon that. So a couple near misses for HellRaisers on this second round force buy, and Gambit's coming out swinging.
Yeah, very powerful start. Exactly what you want when you've just had a rough loss on one map. You just need to get right back in the mix. Isa waiting in library. Interrupted a bit by Mo, and actually he's going to go down. So, yeah, just high fives all around for Gambit this time.
Yeah, triple kill for Mo.
Not bad at all. There's obviously no money left on HellRaisers. They can't really do much in a round like this. Just have to try and figure something out. A flashbang would be nice, Moses. Just the one.
They tried it last time. It didn't work out well. Maybe going to go away. Oh, no, they did get one. Angel right at the end. The in-game leader.
My man.
Your boy.
There we go.
Best mates. And they're going to go over towards the B-bomb side. All 5 players. So wanting to find a timing to flash over the wall and push out. They got to be careful, though. If they stack too much around the sandbags, that could be counter nades. Here's some footsteps, and C's going to have plenty of time to get that. The flashbang, they're already in cover. And by the time HellRaiser swings around the corner, Mo's got 3 headshots.
Those are some really quick rounds.
Mo got 6 kills in 2 rounds there.
That's not bad at all. Now, the real question is, how many of these SMGs, and like they've got UMP 2x10s and a Galil.
They'll keep them.
Every single one, Moses.
Yep, they're going to keep it all.
So we talked about greed yesterday, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the deadly sins in the Bible, I think? So are you sure you want to go down that road?
Yeah. I believe I saw that in 7.
Yeah, what a brilliant movie. I rewatched that like 2 months ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I told myself before, and I said, I've probably built it up too much in my mind. Like, it probably isn't as good, and it is.
Did you notice how much the character that amplifies gluttony?
Yeah.
Empty pizza boxes all over the apartment?
Yes. He's down in the pit with just a solid defense, coming up with a double kill. Wosik helping out, Woxic helping out, and that was a third one for Isa. So locking out everything that was going on then. If you want to get out of those apartments with a flashbang, it had better be a really, really good flashbang.
Not to mention, I mean, there is... We just talked about, you know, the greed joke was the 3 SMGs and the Galil, obviously. Those aren't weapons where you're going to be able to fight Issa in that position, especially if you don't have, like, the perfect utility being used. And you can see from the kind of the replay and the highlights there, no smokes, no Molotovs, nothing really kind of to disrupt the defensive setup that HellRaisers had. No, that's a big risk from Woxic, and he kind of takes some damage, down to 18. The leg shot from Mo. He seems tuned in to start this game. Very good job on the second and third round from him with the 6 kills, and now with the AWP in his hand. He's already done good damage and forced Woxic into a passive setup.
Yeah, being down at 80 in health is not easy when you're on the CT side here. Like, there aren't that many positions you could take up where you could be completely safe from, say, grenades or anything, and if you ever end up with a retake on B, then you're probably not even going to be participating with that little health. So that is a problem. 5th round, and just closing in on the minute mark. They still have 3 Molotovs saved here, HellRaisers.
And there's no flashbangs on the Gambit side of things. They have 1 Molotov and 4 smokes, but you're not going to blind anyone. So where do you really go? Because even if you go towards the B bomb site, yeah, the smokes are easy. But you do want to lob some flashbangs over to make sure no one can push those smokes or to give you an advantage when you turn some of those corners. So we'll see how that handles. One more smoke going to be used over at A, and there's going to be 1 more left to use at B when the hit comes in. Dead Fox and Bondic defending.
Smoke just went out. They're going to challenge it. Dead Fox on the other side. He gets the 1. But inside of the bomb site, there's Bondic with a massive double kill, taking down Hobbit and Adren. And now they're going to try and move a bit closer, actually shooting him right through the box. And he still manages to pick up the triple. So that's just a very, very good job on his part. Now it's on Mo. 1 versus 3. Bomb goes down, and they're already coming through right in his face. He's going to have to be very careful. They do end up sort of falling back. I'm actually a little bit shocked. They had already put in the flashbang, so assumed they were just going to be running it through. Now they've all gathered up, and it's going to be Angel down first. Woxic and Isa have to play together for this one. Leg shot is in. He can really do this. The pistol's out, and Mo going to pick up every single kill, saving Gambit with a quad kill. What an incredible clutch.
They were so scared to take those fights. That trading needed to be way more aggressive. And if you're really, I mean, that should be traded right there. I'm not quite sure why Woxic backed off that fight. He's only got 18 HP, and he knows it's an AWPer as well. And you give Mo that time and that eventuality, and he's going to seal the deal. Really nice job from him. That's crushing.
So well done. I mean, you're absolutely right. Just a slight bit of hesitation.
And if you're going to be that worried as Woxic with a low HP, go in first. Be the one that, you know, just go in and jump. Be the one that forces out the shot. Yeah, you might get picked off with the AWP, but your teammates full HP behind them. They're not the ones who can get, you know, pistol whipped in 1 bullet.
Put HellRaisers in an incredibly awkward position. AWP, no armor on Dead Fox. Deagles, M4, the 1 for Mars. And Dead Fox will pick off Seized, so that's actually a huge kill to start off with. Now, can they defend this A bomb site? Because it looks like they're just going to try and wrap around here, Gambit. They're a little bit slow, which has allowed Dead Fox actually to almost get back in the library. Isa going to be able to take down Mo, and sort of crumbling a bit. They line up for Dead Fox. That could have been a 2-for-1, no problem. But still, a 2-on-5 here. And Doja, he's not quite spotting it. It looked like he had it. Ooh, okay, maybe he did. Just casually, almost lazily walking back for the headshot. And Woxic will take down 1 more. Explain this round to me, Moses. What happened? I mean,
everyone from Gambit just got picked. No chances for trades anywhere. The utility wasn't used towards library. Dead Fox got back with the AWP, was able to get a kill and hide. Obviously, Isa in the pit with 2 1-digs in different locations. Dead Fox got an opening kill towards Banana, so Gambit just gets caught before they can really execute any kind of strategy and just lost too many players, obviously. Good round from HellRaisers, though. They needed that recovery after a 3-1 loss. Not only for the score of the game and the economy, but just probably for morale.
Yeah, I mean, Gambit obviously still have a lead, but the money is all of a sudden low. They just had that huge clutch to bring them into the lead, so got to be a little bit frustrating. You can't ride that wave for just a little bit. You want to be able to do that, right? Really
good stop. I mean, to be fair to C's getting picked off in Banana, probably surprised in that situation that there was an AWP on the field after a loss like that. I imagine he gets caught off guard and didn't track the money to realize the weapon was a possibility. Which is also good from Dead Fox being aggressive and being able to be in position to kind of punish that. And great angle from Woxic. Here's the shot from Mo. Sets up for the repeat.
So dangerous. I think we had this conversation yesterday, but I always feel like the CTs come out not on top of that fight. I feel like it's almost always going to favor the T side, but really did a good job on that one. Now, some spam coming through on the other side. Isa trying to see if we get a little bit lucky with the AK-47.
I'm going to be interested to see how he plays that pit position. Very critical to the defense over in the A bomb site, and very critical that you trust that player to be able to hold it down, so that you can be more mobile towards wrap side or rotating towards B if you need to be. So pretty excited to watch him see how he handles the pressure. Dead Fox has an angle down Banana. So he's going to go for a peek. There's a flashbang. Dead Fox just tries to get the timing and falls away. Bondic on the rotate. He's got to hustle because they are continuing to push. No damage is landed. Going for 1 more and finally gets 1. He's blind. Bondik's going to be able to hold them back. There's no smoke. It's just flames, and Seas misses the shot with the AWP, and that's allowed Dead Fox to settle in. 35 seconds left, but this should be all over. The bomb is dropped as well, and Doja can't even get through or find it. They do spot him jumping up. And there's a nice flashbang. Really nice coordination from HellRaisers calling it in, and they haven't taken any damage.
Seized wants to escape with the AWP. He could run into Isa, who's now covering the middle. A little bit worrisome. Gambit, you could tell that they wanted to run him down on the bomb side, and I mean, insofar as that would have worked out, it probably would have been worth the risk, but he's just all the time back around the corner. He gets a one crucial kill, and as you said, no smoke towards the CT spawn.
I'm not sure they had it. I mean, that was, again, we pointed out it was kind of a low econ buy for Gambit. They were on the edge, and I think the fact that Mo could get an AWP kind of prompted them into it. Still gets shut down. Nice job by HellRaisers. This looking like a pretty solid recovery. 4 players survived that round, so 4 players able to build up money. It's only Angel who's down to 0, but it should be an easier round. No utility, upgraded pistols for Gambit. This is a bit of a throwaway. They need some of that CS money for the future of this game.
That's exactly right, Moses. Angel has already taken down. Mo pushed down to look into second mid, and they don't have really any armor, so expect a lot more casualties on the Gambit side for a round like this. HellRaisers' economy is just going to be building up, man. He's is absolutely on point again, getting all the relevant kills, tying up the scoreline at 4-4. And how much money do they have on HellRaisers? Yeah, that's starting to really get there. Yeah,
they're happy. They're comfortable at the moment. The double op setup, by the way, they got for free. They didn't invest in it. Woxic was able to pick one up off Mo on one of the rounds they won. Obviously have to spend if they lose one of them or both of them, but for the moment it's a nice little lift and bonus. That's why you can see Woxic has some extra money over Dead Fox. 5 AKs on the board for Gambit. Doja and Seized only with smoke, so still beat up in terms of the nades they can bring into this.
Oh,
Speaking of nades, that's a good catch.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy about that one at all. Doja will go down. Isa pushing aggressively, which is something that we really don't see that often. People have gone really sour on those hallways. Nobody likes them.
No, nobody from either side. You're exactly right. But it's a good way to mix up the defense and not just always being back. Give them a good look, because it'll slow things down in the future for Gambit if they want to go back to that. Be more cautious of those aggressive angles.
He's been watching JW games from 2015. Said, listen, I want to do that.
I would have gone with the French reference, the double push in halls in the mid round that they used to do.
Oh, that was
always
good.
cool.
Good times. Good times. Now what do they do? I mean, they've got one smoke and a flashbang. Moses, riddle us out of this one. Like, how do we make this work if you're Gambit?
Again, it's Old Faithful on Inferno is go back to B. And this is one of the benefits. I was just about to point this out. Isa is alone over in pit, and he's now kind of clearing it out. And they obviously trust him a lot. They had 2 players on the Rap side, and now with they feel no pressure, see no presence in mid, they're all going to rotate over towards B. Angel's here as well. There's the smoke. There's the flashbang. Dead Fox has the angle, and it's easy picking from here. A couple as Hobbit tries to jump through and get on a perch. Finally, Bondik goes down. I think there's a small gap in that. He might have been able to spot one, but he's in a 1 versus 4, and there's 15 seconds left. He's going to go down. Dead Fox with some nice shots. 4 kills for him in total.
Yeah, just a really good job. He's also topping the scoreboard on his team. Just only slightly outdone on the other one, I believe, by Mo, who's got 10 kills. So that will make it a lead now for HellRaisers. 5-4. They're looking so sharp, and just individually and as a team, you have to love everything about this.
You really do. Before they bought, they had 4 players over 10,000. So that's a lot of money, and the losing bonus is going to build up for Gambit again. After this round, it'll be at its fullest. And now Isa, more aggression in Palace. This time he only gets 1. Bit of a shame there. But some of that mental warfare going on as he continues to be a menace on this side of the map.
Yeah, flashed in by a teammate who throws a flashbang over the building. They're going to follow up on the aggression with even more aggression. Oh, Doja could have got picked off. Mo is going to get picked off here. Not really ready for that. Hobbit getting a chance there with the help of Doja. So that will be a 3-on-3. So an awkward round here, I would say. HellRaisers maybe flexing a bit more than they can.
biting off more than they could chew, so to speak.
I wouldn't know about that.
They're still all right, though. Bondik is deep in the sight, so outside of a nice shot from this Deagle, he should be able to at least get one. Woxic with an AWP. I guess the real nightmare scenario is if Bondik goes down and they have 2 ops for the retake. That would be so tough. Oh, no, he missed the timing. It could happen here, and it is. How does Woxic handle this? He almost needs to get a pick. It's almost like he needs to keep re-peeking when he knows where Gambit is because he needs to find one more kill. And this is the worst timeline for HellRaisers. All that aggression coming back to punish them.
It's Molotov, but it doesn't really cover enough. Doesn't give them the information that they really need, and this is just a huge turnaround here. And Doja with 1 health, but still covering that side. And yeah, they were hoping maybe for a quick peep from somebody. Doja is going to get a headshot on Dead Fox, so that's one of the AWPs gone. And Woxic's ready and waiting for it, but this is a little bit crazy. I think they got too high on their own hype, Moses. They were so sold on the idea that they had it all on lockdown, and now they've just given Gambit a pretty big entry back into the game.
Yeah, and also, I mean, on top of things, they made it worse by having those 2 oppers stick around for so long. When that save call comes in, like, if you don't get that pick when Woxic is peering into the bomb site, just don't even be anywhere near A. Who cares about taking the guns away? Just get back to B and make sure you don't give over a free op. Just make sure you don't have to rebuy that because that hurts the economy. I just mentioned 2 or 4 players were over 10,000. Well, now the 2 oppers as well are brought down to 3,000 and 4,000. So that's a big investment they have to make.
Yeah. Digging deep into the bank on that CT side. 11th round. So, I mean, I still think HellRaisers are going to be all right with the score being tied. I think they're happy about that situation. Just out of all the ways to lose. I mean, maybe that power play in the middle could have worked out, but it just now obviously feels like maybe that was unnecessary. Quickly falling back. So, ooh. Adren actually peeking all the way around. Maybe he thought he could catch him at the corner there. That he was a little bit further up. Seems like maybe he had that plan in mind.
He was wrong.
Yeah, he was absolutely wrong.
Bomb is still down back towards T-spawn. Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt Gambit if they do end up taking a site and just don't have the bomb.
Maybe they'll do an Astralis and
it'll actually help.
And it's genius, you know.
Yeah. Well, HellRaisers are starting to rotate. They're starting to shift. Angel's in CT spawn where he can get smoked off pretty easily. Hobbit and Mo still at top mid. Sees this entire game has been like halfway up Banana, just holding it down, making sure no one's pushing, making sure that that route and that option is available to Gambit if they need it. That's a good pick from Mo. I think Angel was just hunting for information, wanted to see what he was going to find, and he's going to end up not liking it. Woxic has his own AWP, and he's going to challenge. Hobbit is already halfway up Rap side. That's a big, big kill. Now Asa, we get to see what he's made of in pit.
Has to come up really big hit with the M4, and already taking a fair bit of damage there. Going for a second kill, but Doja had it on lockdown. So Dead Fox and Bondik not even going to want to challenge it. You can see them already falling back on the map. So bomb goes down, and Gambit will find round number 6 for themselves with just some late round picks, you know, sort of waiting patiently for it, eventually getting rewarded. And also, you know, small details, but towards the end there, when Woxic and Isa are holding that A-bomb side, and Woxic goes for the peek over by the archway. Isa has no more flashbangs, right? He could, if he had a flashbang to flash him in on that side, that would have been really interesting. And he was in position for it, right? He could have easily done it, but they were just out of grenades toward the end there to really save them.
No, but also what you really hate to see is there's no way for HellRaisers to kind of work together in the plays they made in that late round. So you want to talk about Gambit getting some mid and late round picks. Well, I mean, one of them is Angel pushing up without a teammate, and so no chance of a trade, no chance of, you know, victory coming after that kill. And then Woxic obviously taking the peek towards Rap side and being caught off guard by Hobbit's progress, and that's alone as well. Meanwhile, Isa's in pit, so that's something. I mean, it's obviously easier said than done for us. But Woxic, instead of taking that fight, if you have Isa in pit, he can hold him at bay, keep the op inside the bomb site, which isn't the primary position, isn't like the best scenario for it, but he can move between lane, he can move between, you know, he can watch lane for Woxic while Woxic tries to keep him at bay at long range. A couple different options that would have at least allowed some teamwork to perhaps help each other.
Yeah, it did turn out a bit awkward towards the end, so maybe they can play better next time. 6-5 is the scoreline. Gotta hope that, Moses.
Yeah.
That's always the goal, really.
Yep. But it's a testament to how dominant HellRaisers were during that 4-round win streak that they are still going to pull together a really nice buy in this round. They've lost 2 in a row. And as difficult as it is to manage the CT side economy, they have an AWP, 4 M4s, and full nades on everyone. The only thing they're missing is a kit on Angel.
How did they do that?
They had so much money. Oh, God. He's done it again. Didn't learn the first time. Wanted to go back and try one more.
Exactly that kind of angle is actually the kind of AWPing that I associate with Mo. I think the first time he made sort of a breakthrough internationally was actually, I think, AWPing on train when people started to notice he's really, really good at holding these angles like that. And not crazy flicks, you know, simple style AWPing, but just holding the gaps and being able to do that. And it is definitely not easy. So nice to see him sort of go back to that a little bit more. I think his style has been broadened since then, but
he could be way more dynamic than when he first started.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, one of the knocks on his earlier career was inconsistency, and he's becoming more and more consistent still. This will be interesting.
Perfect flashbang, but somehow they're bumping into each other in the smoke. They will manage to wrap around Dead Fox, seized with the kill on him. It looked like Dead Fox was holding them in the smoke, so they couldn't see anything, which is really strange. Would have been awkward if that had gone the other way. Mo should have been going down a long time ago. That is a big misstep there for Bondik. That should have been a quick kill. Seized and Mo are both on 4 and 5 health respectively, so one good grenade could make a world of difference here. Seized just continuing at this point. I have no idea how he's got this many kills. Woxic behind the wall, but this is, yeah, once again, time to back off. That's a weird round.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes down to those, you know, kind of 50-50 battles, it feels like, with the smokes between Dead Fox and Seas, and then Seas pushing through as Angel kind of runs by. So some fortune on some timing for Seas, but overall a very nice round. Some missed kills from Bondik. That round still could have been salvaged. Here's a nice kill from Woxic at the end, but they're still on the hunt, and Doja's holding it from middle. That'll be a 7th for Gambit, and they've really taken this map by the horns.
Yeah, big comeback for them. I was shocked that Woxic still has 6,000 and Bondik on 4,000, but I still think it's not quite at the position where it makes sense to buy. So just going to maybe invest into some upgraded pistols, and we'll see where it goes here.
Yeah, you might as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, did they win one earlier? Yes, they kind of did. It was a half buy. They had an AWP on the field, but a lot of the work was done with Deagles. But they're at the point now where they have 3 rounds of a loss, so you can invest some money into this, and you're going to make it up into the next one and still be able to have a strong buy. But it looked like it could have been a much better half for HellRaisers at one point. Either way, nicely done from Gambit to recover. And they've done a much, much better job about finding critical kills in kind of the mid-round and not getting picked off the way they have been. They were on Overpass.
Using a fair few grenades, double grenade, Molotov, flashbang, just to try and sort of clear out top banana. But they at least do that. And as you pointed out earlier, they leave C's there to make sure that no one retakes it. Woxic with 2 absolutely brilliant kills with the C-set 75. Double up on the aggression against Hobbit instead of falling back to reload. That's obviously very annoying. And he's going to fall back safely. So 5 versus 3.
Made possible by the CZ75.
Yeah. People love that.
Doja at the end of Hall is just biding his time. Just waiting for someone to walk into those crosshairs. Mo's going to be with the op in mid, waiting for C's to join up with him. They can't take any individual fights at this point in a 3-on-5. You have to be able to buddy up. And Angel rotating towards B. I think he's been called away. They kind of are just saying, we don't need you. Make sure you're staying there. Woxic low. They don't want to leave Isa on his own. And Angel won't really be able to help out in this position, but he'll be able to spot it. And as I say that, he runs to the other site. So it gets scary now for HellRaisers. Oh, that is a nice shot. That's a good start. And he hears the footsteps as well. Going to try and take on Seized above him, but not able to do it.
Very hard to hit that headshot on Seized. He's just so quick running in. Long range, tapping away his Angel. But he goes down to Seized. It's still a 2-on-3. They've picked up an AK-47 here at least. Not sure if they can find any of them in the middle, but that would be great. One of them is coming through. Bondik does pick up the AK in the middle. Seized will get one more kill for the triple. Mo takes a kill, and now it's all on Bondik. And what was looking so good for HellRaisers now looks nearly impossible. Walking into the crossfire just doesn't seem like a very good idea, and Bondik really, really, really wants to, but just ill-advised. Triple kill for Seized, bringing Gambit back into the round. He is just having a much better day today.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's enough, I think we're going to have to find out, but I'd say he's definitely playing at a higher level right now.
Oh, the timing of those rotations for HellRaisers was just so unfortunate. I mean, Angel kind of running away from the A bomb site to go towards B right when they're about to cross over that choke point he was watching. And then also Issa gets that headshot in halls with the deagle, and Woxic kind of rotates into the halls to go get that AK-47 and wrap around. And if he actually stays lane, he might be able to distract C's long enough for Issa to get that kill in Graveyard. So just, I mean, some unfortunate timings in when they choose to make their moves and their decisions. Triple push for HellRaisers. Dead Fox is there. Woxic with the AWP. That was towards the B bomb site initially. And actually, HellRaisers give up control of Banana pretty easily with just a couple nades thrown from Gambit. They don't even want to make a presence.
Seemed like they were there hoping that Gambit were going to push pretty quick on Banana, and that way they would have been ready for a big fight, but ultimately not really the case. Shoulder peeking on the side, looks like they're doing almost a little dance. Just trying to dance it out instead of shoot it out, Moses.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You into dancing?
The art of dance.
I don't think I've ever seen you dance.
Only at weddings, Anders.
Only at weddings?
I have a rule.
All right. That's fair enough. I've seen Dan dance a lot.
Dan. Funny story about Dan. We'll save that for later. Bonda going to get one, not able to convert onto the second, and Dead Fox was taken down immediately. And I think HellRaisers might just have to sit this round out. Yeah, they're already backing off.
I think that perfectly illustrates the downside of playing deep in the B-bomb side. If the defense doesn't hold, then the rest of the teammates can't. They're just, oh, okay.
Yeah. The problem with it is, I mean, if you play aggressive and you can't hold, it doesn't really, yeah. If you play aggressive and you can't hold, you might be able to cheat a third rotator over quick enough to kind of help out in a small way, but you can't play aggressive for the whole round. Once you start running out of utility, you just have to give it up. But certainly they would have had a better idea of how many bodies are exactly coming towards the B site. And I think there's been a couple times where HellRaisers has cheated Angel over towards the B bomb site, and they've kind of gotten beaten for it at A due to that extra player. So this time they didn't actually try and cheat him at all. They tried to keep him at A like pretty solidly, and that's unfortunate. So Gambit now having a very strong T-half.
They are looking much better, and it's nice to see them recover from the early power rounds that were coming out of HellRaisers. They took 4 in a row, and they just looked so good in those rounds. But Gambit have somehow managed to survive. I mean, they've partly slowed the pace a bit. I think that's sort of what helps a little bit here.
And the ops have quieted down for HellRaisers. Woxic isn't finding any picks. Dead Fox had a couple nice rounds with it, and that's been taken away from him, so they haven't been running that double op setup. And there we go. There's Woxic. That's over towards... Ooh, that was down mid, wasn't it?
T-round. He pushed down. He actually pushed into the middle to get that kill. So that's incredibly brave. And many different ways that could end up not working out. But as soon as it does, they're going to be absolutely happy with it, and he falls back now. They're retaking banana control. And this is a problem for Gambit. I mean, as long as HellRaisers have this banana control, then... yeah, that whatever they do is going to be kind of obvious, I would say.
In a way, I mean, he's fallen back. It's so controlling banana, but they're going to have 4 players over towards A. That's the big thing, with the knowledge that no one's in banana. They can afford to cheat and feel comfortable in it. Bondic and Woxic having a crossfire set up on Rap side. Angel on the site, Issa and Pit. Everything covered for the moment, and Gambit has 3 players in halls. They're not moving anyone. This can be dangerous, but Hobbit, at least fortunately for Gambit, is applying enough pressure over towards B to force Bondic back. That's smoke. If that pulls Woxic away, it could spell the end. We'll see if they can get out halls. Here it comes. The Molotov, all that timing is so rough. He's got to win that fight, and he does. Bombs down in Pit, and Woxic with the op kill. That kind of ends it. Flashbang coming out towards the lane. Kill comes out for Hobbit. I think he's completely blind. I think they're both blind. Angel actually stayed in the bomb site. He didn't go for the fight, so still a chance, but time is dwindling.
Yeah, that was a wild kill coming out. Mo will get one in return, but he is stuck up there in a 1 versus 3 with 10 seconds. Bomb still down in Pit. There is absolutely no way this is going to end well. Sent swimming with the fishies, Moses. 9-6.
With the fishes.
Yeah, first half finish in favor of Gambit. But HellRaisers pick up, just a little round at the end to make themselves feel better. I think this is really even scoreline. I don't think anyone is in a position where they can just straight run away with this one.
No, Yes, and also because of how good we just saw the T side of HellRaisers on Overpass. If they can have a similar side there, that would be very good. Going to be a small delay on this halftime break, and
Do you think those fish are big enough that Bardolph would go swimming with them, or do they have to be?
no, I think Bardolph's kind of. I think he's promoted himself to only doing that with sharks. He wants to see sharks, man. Can't fit a shark in there. I had a friend who had sharks when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why people voluntarily expose themselves to that.
They had a tank in the garage. They put their cars outside. That whole shark tank in the garage.
Interesting.
Bit wild.
Better than the crowd of people who entertain, spiders and stuff like that. That I can't understand. I'm really scared of spiders, Moses.
I don't like spiders either, I'll be honest with you. Snakes I can handle.
Yeah, I have no problem with snakes. Just not spiders. That's not a good thing.
No. Spiders creep me out. In a bad way. 6-9.
Yeah.
HellRaiser's going to go for the pistol here. Issa and Bondik going to be over towards alt mid. It's a duel. Mo's looking for a fight at the moment, and so is the B defense. Nice shot from Woxic. That's on towards Hobbit. Adren's going to stick around. He wants to find the equalizer, wants to tap away, wants to get that easy headshot, but it's not going to happen for him. They got to be careful with his extended fight in Banana. If they get caught off guard and lose one more, it could just all be over. But they're doing good damage, and there's Mo finally finding one. Issa, he's going to chase him down. He realized it at the end, but it was too late. He thought he was still on the stairs, and that bought Doja an extra second to recover. And it's disaster for HellRaisers after getting that opening kill.
Man, that looked so strange, didn't it? You're absolutely right. He did have his crosshair pointed down to the floor, just expecting to be able to find him there, but that was not really all that great. 4 versus 3, that isn't really the big issue. The fact that Bondik and Angel are solo on health is absolutely a bit of a problem. And the defense here is pretty good for Gambit.
I think all that's really left for HellRaisers to do here, as 3 of them are in Banana, is you throw the smoke towards CT spawn. You can play contact if you want, but you kind of have the Glocks try and push up, and then you have Angel with 5 HP with the USP at range, just trying to pop that extra headshot. They want to plant the bomb inside that smoke, so they want to get away with a cheeky one, but Doja's flanked all the way around. Now that he's pushed up, if they get that kill, they can actually go back towards the A-bomb site. They might be able to beat this rotate. Winning the round in general is going to be tough, but if they can get the bomb planted, all of a sudden, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, the key to it might be the fact that Dead Fox has that USP. So, a bunch of headshots. It's been seen before. Bomb will be going down with 4 seconds, and, well, there it is. Now they're locked inside the bomb site. Everybody's going to be coming for them. I think if anyone can do this, it's going to have to be Dead Fox. And, well, that conversation's going to be over pretty quick as Mo does get 2 quick kills. And the defuse is going to be in. Triple for Mo overall, and a 10th round for Gambit.
Yes. They've now won both pistols on Inferno, so that's going to be much, much easier for them to close this game out. You wanted 30 rounds. It's going to be tough, I think, for HellRaisers to get there. Gambit about to have a very strong lead. I would imagine with the plant, HellRaisers would go for the 3rd round bye, but I'd be incorrect with that assumption. Woxic going to have the Galil. Ooh, an AK-47 going to be passed over to Issa as well. So they've got a couple rifles to play with, and then the CZs are able to pick up a decent amount of utility.
It sort of fits with their style, doesn't it? Like just the aggression and the overall confidence of this HellRaisers team. It seems like, you'd expect them to do this by now. See if it actually does work out. If it does, certainly they are off suddenly to a pretty good start here on second half. Grenades do something to Angel. He's not going to be very happy about that one, but he's got the C-send at least.
Here's the fight. And I just recalled now, and this was they did the same buy on Overpass, was the Galil onto Woxic. I don't think they could afford the AK-47 on top of it, but that AK-47 is giving them the confidence to go towards Rap side. Use this range. There's Mo, and there's an easy headshot. That is nice. Issa being very prepared. Flashbang out. Doja's in the open. He goes down as well, and it looks like HellRaisers might just turn that. Hobbit's in the site with an SMG. Woxic buying time for his teammates to come in and then completing the kill. Seized was there, but as Hobbit goes down, he backs away. And HellRaisers respond immediately.
Just exactly what the doctor ordered, Moses. It couldn't have been better. those kind of entries. Double headshot for Iza, even after it. A little bit of a battle with Doja, admittedly. And Seized and Adren just waiting, hoping for exits. The best that they can maybe do here. Save the UMPs as well. Obviously would be even better. Oh, Seized. No, I was going to say if they challenged, maybe he could get some more, steal the Galil, something like that. Doesn't really work out, so that's a huge turnaround in the second half. Really upsetting for Gambit. Again, some of these rounds where Gambit have big wins, the pistol, the one big clutch that Mo had in the first half, and oh, no.
If he actually kept turning that corner and just shot at the other players, he would have had an easy one.
Yeah.
7 HP on one of those guys. Well, that's a punch in the face.
Again,
yeah.
I feel like this is happening all the time to Gambit now.
I mean, just well, also, I mean, this is HellRaisers. We mentioned their T side a couple times have looked solid, and that's now. I don't think you can take anything away. That's now 2 times they've won the second round after losing the pistol on the T side with force buying some of the rifles and dropping them over and making something happen. So at least looking like they have a pretty solid game plan for the T sides on their maps, even though the CT side might have struggled a little bit, and that puts them right back into the game. Makes sure Gambit can't extend the lead too far.
There is armor and pistols, though. And again, on a map like Inferno, definitely an issue getting close. I mean, you want to see people, I think, as far as possible, grenade out the most likely corners where someone's going to be hiding with a CZ-75, but there are just a lot of them on Inferno, and you obviously have a limited amount of grenades, so that is a problem that you need to solve.
Yeah, and the layout as well. Ooh, that's nice, man. That makes things easier. With the layout as well, it makes for a lot of opportunities to do some kind of a pop flash peek play, and timings with the smokes blocking off choke points can be very awkward. Dead Fox is about to get some attention. Doja wins a fight, and that's over towards Pit. They don't want to go at him even though he has the deagle. He's going to get aggressive. The bomb is down. That is nightmare. I think Angel might have spotted with that, and Doja's kind of predicting where the next peak will come. Seized is here now, so there could be more of a defense. It's just CZs and deagles. There it is out in the open. Bondik wins that critical fight. And HellRaisers trying to decide if they want to go towards the B bomb set or keep pushing up towards A, and they're kind of stuck in no man's land in middle. Dren, he's going to find this one. Bondik not ready for it, had a nade out.
That should be the giveaway. They know that Doja was over there, and Adren gets the kill in the middle. That should tell them that nobody else is going to be on B. So the bomb will go down. Costly round, and the fact that the bomb was dropped around that corner just looked like it was going to be a really big problem for them. But I think Bondik did a good job up in those hallways to distract everybody, right? He got the one kill. He sort of kept the pressure on, so Doja couldn't cover the bomb forever.
This is fine, though. I think Gambit, I think you're okay with Adren keeping the AK-47. Obviously, without a kit, they're kind of giving up in this round, but Adren staying far back to duel with the AKs, and actually the tag from Doja is going to soften up Angel, make him tough for him to get out of here. That's a good kill, and there's a second one.
If they had a kit, it would have maybe been just in time, but they did not. It's a sad end to that little story, Moses. It's a quick one.
Ooh, is Doja going to find... Ooh, almost got to the M4. That would have been huge. Either way, they have some toys to play with, Deagle and AK-47. This is where I get nervous if they reinvest into this round as well. That would worry me, because that's kind of what they did on Overpass that threw them into economic hell.
It's tempting, right?
It feels like it. I saw Mo buy that CZ, and I was like, uh-oh.
No. Sanity prevails, Moses.
Get the CZ dropped over to him.
They managed to make it work, and 10-8 now. So still a lead for Gambit, and they are on the CT side. If they can have... Mo was doing a really good job opening in the first half. If you can get that AWP up and running again, lock down one of the bomb sites, then this is still definitely possible.
It's easier on the CT side as well, especially if you have success and you can build on it by being mobile all across the map. Peek towards halls, peek down mid, down banana, obviously. There'll be some options if he starts to feel comfortable, have a hot hand. That AK-47 on Adren is over in the B bomb site, and I'm pretty sure it's being boosted up. It is at new box. So they just need this A defense to mount enough to hold long enough just to force HellRaisers back towards B. That's where they want him to go. And obviously, if the A bomb site is lost, Adren's going to get nowhere near. He'll be more than happy to bring that AK-47 into the next round.
Waiting on all the corners. Doja hoping with the deagle up in the hallways, maybe he could catch another headshot. That would be an interesting start. But so far, nobody's really shown themselves. Angel going to be crouching into the corner, and Mo looked like he was Just a little bit asleep, maybe. Pop it up in the graveyard. And Angel's just checking everything. He still wins that fight. Now it's just Doja left. So Angel's just going to call in the whole cavalry here, saying, listen, everything's been checked. And even if Doja gets a good headshot, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. He's waited for a long time, really pacing himself. So long, in fact, Moses, that gets him killed.
Yes, Angel at that point, once the bomb starts being planted, there's only one place he hasn't looked.
When you're holding a corner like that, like Mo just was, and you're just waiting for a long time, and like 20 seconds passed, and you're not really moving, you're just sort of...
Easy to zone out.
Yeah, I mean, I think... I don't know if more teams have it, but the first time I heard like a good term for it that I could appreciate, I think, was talking to Get Right. And he just called it like a cold position, basically. Where you just sort of, that sort of happens to you, right? I think that makes sense.
Wasn't there an interview? Is it Stewie who does it? That like when he's doing one of those positions where you're just holding the angle, he like shakes his crosshair up and down, like keeps him awake or something. I guess. I don't know if that's the actual reason.
No, I mean that was funny at the end. Sorry. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like that, because it is like an eye registration problem, right? Like
where you just haven't blinked in like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Your brain just sort of says, well, if nothing is happening anyway, we'll just put all the processes on hold for a bit, see what happens. Yeah, I would.
Story of your life.
Exactly. I would recommend doing something like that. Probably good idea. Looks like they're going to be... Oh, no, there could have been, and Woxic still gets the kill on Dren. They were actually quick Gambit to say, okay, we're not going to fight this, and still he beat them to it. That's very annoying. Now it's 9-10 in the 20th round here. If they can't win this one Gambit, then they're going to be sent into that incredibly ugly spiral of, force buying on half buying, and it's just going to get rough.
It's also an early test for HellRaisers, though. How good are they at taking middle? At taking bracket control, because Hobbit's up there, Doja's up there, now Mo is rotating over. We'll see. Here's a nade out into the choke point. Hobbit is going to be Molotov'd away, so good start. They forced the defense back, and actually, they have players in position to punish this, but Doja wins the fight. Issa misses, and there goes Dead Fox as well. The three players all have to come out of halls, and it's a crossfire setup. Woxic finds one, but still in the sight, Mo and Hobbit. Really good recovery from Gambit to be able to get the angle and shut that down. I really like that from HellRaisers, though. They were in a great position to punish that.
Yeah, it looked like it could have worked out. Both these teams have had a lot of trouble coming out of those apartments.
Yeah.
And I feel like people normally have an easier time doing that. One of the ways you can do it is obviously you put a smoke up, and then you flash your way through the smoke, and then you just jump. Because then as you're jumping out of the smoke, you're sort of jumping out at 2 or 3 different angles, and it's just, if you're down in that pit, you'd have to be a very good player to stop all of that from happening. This time, another battle at top banana, and this time, actually, Gambit come out on top. They're already up 2 rounds, but if they can break the economy of HellRaisers, that might be the first step in the right direction. Again, Mo picking up a kill, taking down Angel.
Yeah, really good openings. HellRaiser found the opening kill there last round with the AWP and Woxic. This time they want to go back to it, because it was very aggressive as well. Fast enough to beat the nades, but not to win the fights. Seized and Adren going to stick at that B bomb site. Issa and Dead Fox over towards A, and they have the rifles as Bondic just picks a third one up as well. Nice job from Gambit, and still not really offering anything up anywhere across the map. HellRaisers just, they don't kind of have information, they don't have knowledge of where people are, so they've kind of had to hit the pause button just to try and gather some and hope maybe there's going to be a mistake from Gambit, but there's no reason for Gambit to push anywhere. No reason for any of them to like leave the bomb site and isolate themselves to their opponents. It's going to be all down to this hit. 3-on-2 in the site. Doja is going to be at the small pit, so they're going to need the opening kill to come out very quick.
Issa's been pretty good at it before, but yeah, they really need him this time. Great flashbang. He goes down to Mo almost immediately, and he's just going to continue here. Mo with a fantastic quad kill, round after round. He's really been stepping it up now. 12-9. He's got 23 kills, Mo. That's how far ahead he is of everybody else. That's definitely not bad at all.
Yeah, very good game from him. He got a quick start as well on the T side with a couple of very nice rounds early. I want to go back to the round 2 ago where you just mentioned talking kind of like how to get out of halls, dropping your own smoke. The reason why they didn't do it that way is because they used the Molotov on Porch, the nades, and the flashbangs to kind of force back any defense that would be aggressive there.
Yes.
And they wanted to have halls open to be able to punish the retreating players, to kind of peer out and pick them off as they're coming back if they weren't paying attention enough or weren't focused enough to realize that they'd be in danger. And they missed that opportunity, but after that, yeah, once you have like 3 players streaming out of those halls and you don't have a smoke in place, like that's just not an easy place to get out of. And usually that's why you see most teams on A executes have maybe just 1 to 2 players in halls. Maybe it's 1 jumps out and 1 kind of lurks it, or 1 just straight up lurks it, and they allow the main point of attack to be the actual lane itself. Obviously, it's a cool idea. It just didn't work out for him.
Suddenly, this game feels like
Out of reach.
Yeah, out of reach.
It does a little bit.
Seems like Gambit have bought themselves a ticket for a 3rd map, which would be super exciting.
1 more real chance for HellRaisers with a bye.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the territory that we're in right now. Angel kind of on the scoreboard. Everybody else, I think, is sort of, stepping it up a bit. What about just a regular old B execute, Moses? Why haven't we seen any of those? Smoke coffin, smoke CT spawn, just go for it.
There's only been, 2 buy rounds in this half for...
Yeah, maybe that explains it.
Yeah.
But even Gambit didn't really do it, did they? Like I feel like it was always sort of like a solution. Like after it was like a 3v2, you're like, all right, let's just try and do it,
Mostly because if you feel like the defense has the Molotovs and everything, like it's just so hard to do, right? Like if you're gonna execute into a B bomb site and there's gonna be a fire and smoke dropped in the choke point and flashbangs being bombed in, that's never a good feeling. That'll make you feel very, very useless and impotent as a terror side. So 9-13. Are they not gonna go for this?
That's odd. Yeah, they could have had 4 AKs.
I think they could have had 5 AKs.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, maybe even that. That is interesting.
I thought everyone was over 4,000. Okay, so they decide to maybe not sit another one out, but go for the CZs. They want the AWP, obviously, is what this kind of tells you. Is they want to have the AWP on the T side, which is interesting because it's a weapon we see a lot of AWPers struggle with. We did see, in a way, it makes sense because Woxic got that opening pick.
Yeah, the 1 round.
Yep. So maybe they kind of use that AWP and just say we have some different tricks to get that AWP into a nice position to find, one fight that the AWPer likes to take.
You almost feel like when you buy this many C-sets, you want to go really quick at it, but they slow down on Banana. Now it looks like they really are hoping to find someone close, a little bit further out that they can pick up.
Split towards the B bomb site is what they're looking at right now. Angel is waiting with the bomb, and here they're going to wrap around. They're going to try and get the CG spawn. Mo spotted it out. C's is there to stop them. They need to get him down, and they do. Now it's just a Dren at B. And Mo and Hobbit, there's a smoke in that choke point. They do not want to push out of this, even though nobody's watching it anymore for the HellRaiser side. They're just kept honest. So Adren has everything to do in this round.
And they smoke him out as well. Leave him in construction and get that bomb down. Quite a cool strategy coming out of HellRaisers. Angel digging deep for this one, but they do take a little bit of damage there. Adren is pushed out, and now he's going to be back in position. The retake is absolutely on. 2 people running up. Banana and Isa going to take care of one. The second headshot as well. Beautiful defense coming out here in the afterplant. That leaves Adren and Hobbit in a terrible position, but Adren gets a triple spray down. Just like that, they turn it around, and now Isa about to get locked in. They're right behind him. He's crouched in the corner, and there is a little bit of time still left on the bomb. Adren, oh no, he's right there. Isa going to close it out with another quad kill of his own, and there's the absolute nuclear high five coming out as well. 13-10. That was one hell of a round.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new top high five of 2018.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was great. That's
Can somebody get the Dragon Ball C effects in on that one? I feel like we need that.
Oh, that is an incredible clutch to come out with. That's beautiful. And great repositioning is the key to that, because you could see Hobbit still thought he was Banana, and so did Adren. If he's sticking that defuse, he's trusting Hobbit to be able to stop him from Banana. Nice job by Isa throwing a spanner in the works there. But you have to say, incredible strategy to come out of HellRaisers.
Yes.
That was so cool. I mean, obviously, every piece of utility had its plan for everything to be smoked off.
Yeah, I think that was the most exciting part, wasn't it? Just the library smoke, the construction smoke.
Yep.
Just keep going like that. Yeah, that's at the very back of the little tactical book they've got going on, right? Like those paces are sort of dusty, and no one ever looks at them. And then still some quality in there.
I mean, usually when you're doing like a buy with CZs, right? Like it's one of those force ups or buys when you have like 2K. So you don't usually do it when you have like 4,500 to be able to have all of that utility.
Even more interesting, you're right. Smoke goes out towards the arch side, where 2 people are holding, and actually it looks like Gambit sort of wanted to put a little bit of pressure on, putting some shots through and even a grenade out there. Isa jumping out, again, capping the height of the jump by jumping into the side of the door. Always a good idea. Everyone should learn that, probably. It's almost never a good idea to just sort of be airborne for too long.
Unless you're Hobbit and you have to get information over the half wall.
Yeah, that might be the exception right there.
Oh, nice Molotov and timing the spray as well. They're going to come through. They know he's reloading. And Mo's taken out. Now Seas is exposed inside the bomb site. Doja's got a big job. He's blind. Good kill from Seas, but Angel is going to respond at range, and he's going to go for more close-up, starting the spray early. He does take some damage. He does get dinked. The bomb will be planted just at the last second. And Woxic now can't transfer over to Hobbit, can't complete the kill quick enough.
Oh, Seas was getting worried there as well. Absolutely well done. Quick with the rotation to get in there so that they can get to the bomb site before the last 2 terrorist players have a chance to move anywhere else. That's really critical. Because like the worst scenario is if you're 5 seconds late and now you have to consider so many more angles, right? You don't know if one of them has fallen into pit or even jumped into the balcony or anything like that. So you really want to be careful about that. Good job overall. 14-10. Gambit 2 rounds away from extending the series. Mo still just doing a fantastic job with that AWP now, but he's overall at 26 kills. Nobody else is even at 20.
Yeah, he's been incredible. He's obviously feeling it. He wants to go for an opening kill, and he finds it. Dead Fox with the shoulder peek, just very, very light peek, just to see if anyone was there. At least gets the information. So 4 on 5, and essentially a must-win round for HellRaisers.
This setup is, once again, very, very good. Seized over by the coffins on the other side, but if anything happens, Adren can put up a Molotov, so they have all the grenades they need. Seized is just there to spot it out. Grenade at around a minute. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. They have a couple of Molotovs of their own, so maybe they can force Adren out. There's a chance here for HellRaisers.
You wanted that B execute, you're going to get it. Not yet started. Waiting for smoke to clear. It just does. They have Issa in a great position as well to cut off these rotations from the A bomb site. It's all depending on the timing of his lurk. He's going to come through that at Mo, and Mo's ready for it. Mo's seen that plenty of times. Counter utility being used by Gambit over towards the B site, slowing down this hit. Mo's going to be here. With that op, it's not the easiest to go through that smoke, but he'll be able to help recover. And now he's going to get an even stronger position. This is going to be so tough for HellRaisers.
Yeah, impossible, you might say. Adren with a great double spray, and Mo just doing even more work. Now clocking in at 29 kills. Just continuously making all of this work. You just have to appreciate all of this, and I think one of those Molotovs, it's not really meant to go that far out, is it? Like, it's meant to burn out the oranges, right?
Yeah.
So, bit of a shame. Could have put some pressure on Seized. I'm sure he would have moved, but, still might be good to get those grenades in perfectly.
Yeah, I would have liked to see. I mean, it's always a tough call, that lurk over towards Rap side.
Yeah.
How aggressive do you actually want to be? And I think that next smoke that came in, Issa thought that he could catch someone off guard by coming through it. Maybe that no one was going to expect it, but I think usually what you kind of want is you want to cut off rotation, so you want to wait till your teammates at B actually get some kills and force some of those rotations, right?
Or at least be in a position where they put some pressure on, right? Like, they have to just, be a little bit further in. I feel like they were so far out that it was unlikely anyone was going to move, so yeah.
It's hard to always have that communication of when to make your play, especially when you're constantly being delayed, because you're like, oh, hold on, we got Molotov, like, and in your head, you're like, all right, I have to wait like 5-6 seconds, and then when that clears, you're like, oh, we got blind flash.
I feel like that's one of the big advantages of playing on LAN, though, is you can actually look at your teammates' monitors and see exactly, like, I don't know how, maybe he's further away from the last 3 players there, but regardless, that should at least be one advantage. 15-10, ladies and gentlemen. One more round, and Gambit are well on their way here to taking it. Already getting the first kill on Woxic. Now they're pushing in, but the C-set 75s really aren't having an impact this round. Hobbit with a good double spray, and nearly getting this last one as well. It's long-range Angel trapped in the library against 3. And they're coming in at every angle. The longer he stays, the worse it's going to get in here. Eventually, they're going to show up with the Molotov on Adren, and then he's really going to be locked in.
Well, Mo got to 30. C's holding an off angle, and Doja up top is going to clean things out. 16-10, that ending scoreline powered by Mo. Gambit respond. They're going to take us to a third map. A nice recovery. Despite some of the cool tactics we saw out of HellRaisers on the T side, not able to do a whole lot, all things considered. But I think the real issue was the rough stretch they went through on the defense.
Yeah, it seemed like it, but I also just think, rather than this being sort of a case of HellRaisers suddenly playing much worse, I think it was just Gambit really coming alive. Like I think that's the positive spin you could put on this, is the fact that it wasn't like sort of. Cause I think the first map, it really was partly due to Gambit being just a little bit out of it, you know.
Yeah, individually they didn't seem all there, did they?
Yeah, definitely. Big change here onto Inferno. So you have to love that. Third map's going to be great. And yeah, you guys should stick around and watch it with us. It's going to be after the break. Also, the analyst desk, obviously. Don't want to forget about those guys, so they get really angry.
They do great work.
They do great work. Really good work. So stick with us, and we'll be right back.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Anything is possible! You still always a monster, Tom!